Hello. Welcome, everyone. We wanted to invite you to a very special Zoom tomorrow that we are having about the adventures with Lugar and the possibilities to create with Lugar, to create with the earth, to create with us. And Lugar has shown us so many different possibilities as to what is available with creating different possibilities in construction, creating different possibilities in creation. And I'm wondering, Wally, what has El Lugar shown you as an investor, as an ambassador?
Oh, I think I just got all the energy when you asked that question. Every day I'm amazed to the gift and contribution that Eligar is. I shared in one of the other Facebook Lives that we did that I've been part of the Eligar journey for many years now. And, at the beginning, it was this concept, like we knew there was this land. But the architects hadn't been involved yet. The construction company hadn't been involved yet. We just knew there was ideas, and it was about using your awareness and tapping into it to perceive what the possibilities can be. And just even from that, I remember just the joy. Like I can just say the word El Lugar, and there's this invitation of a different possibility of truly the cells in my body getting excited. And that's not even with investing. That was just, hi, here's this amazing gift that's about to come into the world. And it's been a few years, and now we're so excited. Construction has already started. The venues have already started. The foundation of the venue is what's being built right now. And, I remember doing a presentation about Eligar in one of the Choice of Possibilities classes in Dane's class many years ago. And it was like, I would wake up every morning and I would just say, hi, Eligar. And then it was like this flow of energy of feeling alive and knowing that nature had my back. It didn't make logical sense. It didn't make sense to the way that I grew up. I grew up very science focused, very business focused, but nature speaks with us all the time. And if you are willing to receive it, it's not just sharing with you, today's going to be a sunny day. It's really there to gift other things. And Eligar, for me, gave me permission to believe everything I've known was possible with nature. When you were a little kid, do you remember going outside and playing in grass, or, some people climb trees? For me, my mom was too much of a worrywart to climb a tree. However, my younger sister and I, we would run away for hours at this forest area next to where we lived in France. And a few days ago, I was reminiscing that moment of feeling like the earth was hugging us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that invited me. Eligar has been inviting me to what I used to know as a child was possible with the earth.
Yes. Go ahead. Yeah.
And then, what else it invited me to was to never give up. I have been asking for a land similar to Eligar with no humidity, because I love Eligar. I love Costa Rica. I don't know that I could live in Costa Rica 12 months out of the year, but I always loved the nature, the people, the kindness, the caring. I mean, when I went there on a vacation one year, I realized more than 80% of the people in Costa Rica have master's degrees. What country in the world has majority of their population have multiple degrees of education.
Yeah.
But it's also that they have this love and passion for the planet and making sure that people don't abuse things there with the planet. You know, like they really care. And not just I have the rules, but we don't actually follow them, but they actually do care about the land.
Yeah.
And Lugar brought me to Portugal. Now, Portugal happened, I would say, by accident one day, you know, and I ended up being stuck here, you know, for quarantine. But it's like Lugar opened the doors for me to receive from nature from such a different way that even though I was alone here, I never felt alone. The trees, the birds would sing to me all day long. And that invitation really started in Lugar for me. It really started in Costa Rica. And the more I'm willing to actually, you know, go outside and take a walk and just be with the earth, the more it keeps inviting me to greater possibilities. So I'm super grateful for Lugar, truly.
Super beautiful. I couldn't have put it any better, but I went through my own similar experience with having a lugar in my life and just reconnecting with the earth and going outside as much as possible and just being with the earth, whether I lay down on the earth, just put my feet on it and just say, "Hi, earth, I'm here." And it's, you know, that's one thing that has brought back into my life, and connecting with El Lugar every day and talking to it and asking it for its contribution and what it would like to show the world and how it would like to show up in the world. So it's been a very interesting process and progress watching it and just being in communion with it all the time, but not actually being there.
You know, we would go to Lugar. Now, Lugar at that time was just land. You know, it was, it's never been abused. It's this beautiful land where there was organic cattle farm and trees and lots of birds. This is really what's been there. And so when we would go to Costa Rica for the 7-day for Access Consciousness, we would actually spend a day in Lugar. We'd bring people there for the adventure. They could go on the tractor ride or they could go on a horseback ride. And it was always amazing to watch the transformation of people who didn't know how to be on a horse, like had never been on a horse, but this land and the horses would just gift to them all day long. And of course, we'd have yummy Costa Rican food there too, you know? But one of the things that with these visits also came, like one visit I had, I wasn't feeling good, you know? I had been vomiting the night before, and the minute the bus hit the land, like not even like the actual front of where it is, but the gravel coming to the entry of Lugar, my body relaxed, you know? And I felt 100% and even better. There was a level of joy in my body. And it's like, this land just wants to keep gifting to us. And if you're willing to receive it, you don't have to be an investor to receive, but what else could you gift and receive if you are an investor as well? And it just keeps bringing me to a conversation that Gary Douglas had. You know, he's one of the amazing brilliance in the discovery of Lugar and actually the purchase of Lugar. And he always would say, instead of you walking on the earth, what if you walked with the earth? And I take it to another place. It is walking with the earth. But even though I'm not near Lugar, I every day include Lugar with my walk with the earth. And the trees that are there, and the animals that are there, and the people that are there. And then I invite them to, hi, thanks for being here with me as well, because we're not separate. And you know, we talk a lot about consciousness, which includes everything and doesn't judge anything. And Lugar keeps showing me the oneness that we be if we're willing.
Yeah, it truly does. It truly does. It's interesting because I have an energy pulse class going on right now, and I was talking about that very thing about we actually did an energy pull for the Earth today, and I was talking about that oneness and what can we actually create when we recognize and acknowledge the oneness that we are with the earth and with everyone, because none of us are separate. Nothing is separate. And we allow the earth and everything to contribute to us in our creations. What could we truly create beyond what we ever imagined?
You know, it's interesting because you're talking about creation, you're talking about oneness, you're talking about that contribution, which is this gifting and receiving simultaneously. And nature doesn't have expectations. Nature is saying, here, I gift you this energy, I gift you just the joy, that intensity. Actually, you know, the earth has some massive potency. And if you're willing, it's this simultaneous gifting and receiving. So it's not about you saving the earth. It's not about you just doing, but it's that willingness to gift and receive simultaneously. And this is something I really had to pay attention to. You know what I mean? Because so often we go into the saving. We go into, I'm doing it to help Lugar. I'm doing whatever. But it's not about Lugar requiring your help. It would like to gift to you, and it also would like to receive from you. And that's the oneness that we truly be in the world. So, yeah, I don't know. I think every day Lugar is just showing me more and more information and awareness, but not like I didn't know, but it's almost like it's a different space that it opens up for me to know more. Oh, wait, I can't hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Sorry, you know, I was having a little echo here and there, so I muted myself while talking. But we have a couple of people in the chat, so I just wanted to say hello to. We have Janice and Tatiana saying hello.
Yes, they're magic people. I'm glad they're here.
Awesome. But yeah, thank you for sharing. And it's just different. It's not. It's just different. That's the best thing I can say. You put it so well.
You know what? It's so different, but what if you've always known this? You know, like I'm facilitating foundation. I'm in Portugal, and we're having these amazing conversations. And it's like, I keep reminding, like, what did we know as children? You know, at the age of 3, you knew you would communicate with everything, including the trees, including the flowers. Like, I'm laughing. There's a bunch of these amazing flowers right outside. And today they were like, I want to come. I want to be part of the class. And it was like, it's like the minute I literally brought them into different tables, the room changed. Because they're constantly gifting. And somewhere we go from children to teenagers, and somewhere in there, we learn that we have to make it be more about, what did you do for me? Like, it can't be this way, it can't be this easy or whatever. But as children, it just is. You just are, and you just receive, and you just play, and you gift, you know? So like, for me with Lugar also, like, it's brought out like the child in me, you know, that kid-like enthusiasm, the joy. Like, it's okay to be you. And if today you're mad, it's okay, be mad. You know, I'm still gifting to you, whether you're mad or you're happy. You don't have to do it for anyone else, but it's like, I don't know, like, I invite people to, what is that for you? And if we no longer had to do it anyone else's way, what else would be possible for us to gift and receive with the whole planet?
Yes.
So,
yeah, that's amazing. I can hear it in your voice and just see it in the way that you be, everything that you say, and it is so true because like I was saying, my world has changed and just lightened up. Like I feel more playful, and it's like I know now that the earth and the universe has my back no matter what is going on, no matter what type of day shows up for me. And we always have our tools and our questions, but it's just like, okay, it's fine. I'm good. Like I'm still happy and I'm still joyful. And what else is possible now? And it's just a different type of inner calmness and an inner peace, just with that awareness that the earth has our back, our Lugar has our back, and it's making sure that we're contributed to and it's gifting to us instantly.
Yeah. It's amazing. Nature has our back. Like you said, Eligar has our back, but are we willing to have our own back? It was interesting. Like for me, investing in Eligar, I knew the minute I heard about Eligar, I don't know, maybe 6 years ago, 7 years ago, it was 2013. So 7 years ago. I went to a Choice of Possibility. Back then it was called 2-3 with Gary in Toronto. And there was a dinner for Eligar, and I found out about it. And what was interesting is I didn't go to that class knowing I was going to this dinner. I didn't even know about it. But the minute I heard about it, there was just something inside me that just lit up. And I was like, yes, I'm going to do it. I don't know how I'm going to pay for it, but I'm going to do it. And from that moment, it really has been showing me all the places I've had other people's backs, I've had the business's backs, but the places I haven't been willing to have my own back. And the minute that, back then, the guy that I was married to, Peter, like I finally convinced him that we're investing in Eligar. And the minute we made that choice, there was a level of strength that I had having my own back that I don't know if I ever would have perceived it, received it, or been that if I hadn't committed to me and the future that I desire to create in the world. And Eligar matched that future that I would like to see in the world. And, like just talking to you, like I'm reminded of like, truly, I was like a little kid. I was jumping up and down. I was just like, David, yes, we're going to do this. I signed the contract. I sent it like, it literally was like, like Santa had arrived or something, And yeah, so I don't know how to describe it in a different way, but it was like empowering me to be me.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
I love Eligar. I don't know how to describe it. It's just like so amazing.
Yeah, no, it is. And, everybody that's involved in Eligar is so excited. And I think people are wondering, like, what are you so excited about? It's like, you just have to go there. You just have to experience it. Or even if you listen to us on these Facebook Lives or come on the Zoom with us tomorrow and listen to the many different clips that we have out on social media, like you start to get that energy of the amazingness of the land and what it's creating in this world and in any people's lives who want to choose to contribute to it, whether it's just with your energy or if you want to make an investment. It's an amazing project, an amazing possibility, and just an amazing place. Like Gary says, it's the place.
What was funny? I was just reminded when we first decided, we knew we were going to start planting trees and we knew we were going to start putting flowers and things like that. Like we knew we were going to start early because, Eligar is going to be a big property and we're going to need all these things. And we hired one who is just magical. I mean, you'll see him and you just want to hug him. He talks to everything. He talks to the trees, he talks to the plants, and they were growing like huge. And so we ended up having to move some things to exactly where they needed to be because things in Costa Rica, well, I don't want to say all of Costa Rica, but in El Lugar, there was so much nurturing from the land. Things were growing very fast. And like when you look at like we're on this little WhatsApp and we get to see like pictures every day of what's happening at El Lugar, and like the vibrancy of the flowers, the vibrancy of like a leaf.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, I don't know. I've only seen it on like certain animated movies. This vibrancy, I've really never seen it around the world. But it was really neat to see how truly El Lugar is like feeding everything to be nurtured. You know, that nurture energy. And yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I'm so excited because we also have Forest for Futures there, and I got to put a little spin in here about that too.
Yeah.
The rest of the world is cutting trees. What are we doing? We're not cutting trees. We are planting trees. And not only are we planting trees, but we have 1,000 acres of trees, and we're adding more to it. And there's this project called Forest for Future. So if you guys want to know more, please email us or go on the website or social media and get a hold of us, because we each can make a difference. We can really create a different kind of future, adding more trees into the world instead of taking them away.
Yes. Yes. What else is possible?
Yeah.
Yes. So we'll put the links up to connect with Forest for Futures and for the Zoom tomorrow. We'll put it in the chat. And thank you everybody for joining, and thank you, Wally, for coming on with me today and chatting about El Lugar and inviting the world to this a greater possibility with the planet and with contributing to reforestation, as you said, rather than deforestation, and a greater living future for all of us.
Yeah. And thank you, Haley. And thank you, El Lugar. Because
Yes,
just like talking with you, just sharing this with you just brings a whole new level of enthusiasm in my body. So thank you for that as well.
It's for me too. Thank you. So join us tomorrow. We're going to be on the Zoom with David Kubis. Sylvia will be there as well. And we're going to be sharing the different possibilities with El Lugar. You can become a club member. You can invest if you want. You can just come on the Zoom and have fun and get the energy of contribution with us. And what would that create for you? I will put the links in the chat to join the Zoom. Just have to register. That's all. And we are going to have 7 other languages beyond English. So tomorrow we'll have Spanish, German, French, Italian, Turkish, Dutch, and Hungarian. And if you know of anybody who this will be a contribution to, share the Facebook Live, share the registration link, and you can even get in touch with us if you want some more information. And we have a Telegram chat too. Don't forget to join our Telegram chat where we do post some extra photos and fun things about El Lugar in the Telegram chat as well. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Have the most amazing evening, and you all have an amazing day or evening wherever you're at. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow.